Great news, everyone!
Yes, hello, and welcome back to the SPCC Distance Learning Cool Tool of the Week. This is Jason Thomas. It is fall semester once again, and I am ready to rock and/or roll. Today, we're going to be talking about hotkeys in episode 17. No, not that type of hotkey. This type of hotkey. Keyboards, presses that can automate tasks on your computer. Helps you save some time and get through things without having to go through all the right-click menus, like when you have to go right-click, paste, and no, we can do that with a key click and just be done with it. We can use it to move between documents and data. We can get by doing more with a lot less searching for what we want to do. And we can access some tools that may be hidden or otherwise inaccessible. So in order to use a hotkey, you'll have to hold down a modifier and tap an action. So I'm going to hold down Control, my modifier, and tap the action, which is C. So that's all it is. You hold down a modifier key, which is usually Control, Alt, or in this case the Windows button, and then tap an action key. So I'm holding Windows and tapping Tab. And when you tap that modifier, it actually performs the hotkey action, which you can see is scrolling my windows. So it's hold a modifier, tap an action key, and that's all you have to do. Now that you know how to use hotkeys, the first ones we're going to go over are document hotkeys, such as ones you could use in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So first we're going to go through a set of documents hotkeys. I've already opened up Word and pasted a few of them in here. One, so you can see them, and mainly so I don't forget. So, first of all, what I'm going to show you is because this button here, generally, is a waste of time. Going here and clicking the button, doing what you want to do. All that mouse movement, yeah, it only takes a couple seconds, but that's a couple seconds over and over and over again. So the first hotkey, and I'm always going to have modifier, action key, is to hold down Control and hit N. That will immediately make a new document. Imagine that the N stands for new. So the second one is O. O, if N stands for new, Control O stands for open. And that lets you open a document. Ta-da! The third one is Control S. I love this hotkey because when you're working on a document over and over again, you should be saving every 2 to 3 minutes, just in case something happens you don't lose all your work. It's easy this way. You don't even have to move your mouse. As you're typing, take your pinky finger down to the Control and tap S real quick, and it'll save your work. You delete something, I save my work, and it'll show it down here that it's saving. And then the last one, Control P. Many of you already know this. Control P is print. P stands for print. So these are the four for manipulating documents. Make a new one, open, save, or print. Next we're going to get to ones that make your productivity within a document much better. The first one is Control C. So instead of highlighting, right-clicking, finding copy, clicking copy, what you can do is hold down the Control key and hit C. And I'm going to do it on this big block right here. I hit Control C. Now I go to an empty document, and I'm going to use this next hotkey, which is Control V. And V stands for paste. So I hit Control V, and I've copy pasted. It's that easy. Next, Control X. Control X is much like Control C, except X is cut. So I hit Control X, I cut it out, and I can Control V and paste it right back in. Then Control A, the A stands for all. So what you can do is, say you want to take an entire document and copy it. Say you've got a draft, and you want to work on it but not lose the original. You Control A to select all, Control C to copy all, Control N to make a new document, and Control V to paste it. Then you can Control S to save it with a new name. Alright. And lastly, your oh crap button, Control Z, is the undo button. I use this quite a bit. You make a mistake, you can Control Z, and you can go back a bunch of times. So Control Z is your undo button. Now for a couple of highlighting tools. So if you hold down the Shift key, if you're at the beginning of a line and you want to select an entire line of text, hold down Shift and hit End. Selects the entire line. If you hold Control and hit the backspace button, that's the one that's up in the top corner by the equal sign, it deletes an entire word at once. Saves you time, so you don't have to sit there and go, okay, click, and then dun, 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 dun. No, you can just hold down Control, hit backspace, gets rid of an entire word at once. Control F, F stands for find, and you can use this in any Office program. Say you've got a giant 30-page document. So you've got something that's really long, and you want to find something really specific in it. So instead of going through the whole thing and searching for it, what you do is you can do Control F, say what do you want to find? I'm going to say I want to find something about Google Plus. And you hit find. Boom, it'll find every time it shows Google Plus in that document. That's pretty nice. And the other thing you can do is Control H, and that will actually let you replace text. So say you've spelled something wrong throughout an entire document, or you just need to replace one word with another. You can type in find, let's say Google, replace with, banana. And then you can say replace all, and every time it says Google, it'll replace it with whatever word you put here. It's made 7 replacements. So I close this, and I'm just going to double check real quick. Oh look, it's Banana Plus now. Banana's latest social network. Pretty nice. Automates things so you don't have to search through and replace every single one manually. Second, we're going to have some hotkeys that are unique to your web browser, whether it be Firefox or Internet Explorer. So I've opened up Internet Explorer. Many of these hotkeys are the same in Firefox. So the first one, the new Internet Explorers have tabs at the top. It's nice. You can open new tabs and not have to have a bunch of windows. Well, there's an easier way to do that. If you want a new tab open, all you've got to do is hit Control and T. And you hit Control T, and it opens new tabs. And you can go to any site you want on those. Now, if you have a tab open and you want to close it really quickly, you can use Control W. And that closes a tab. So Control W. Boom, it's gone. So I'm going to put a couple tabs back. I'm going to go to Gmail. I'm going to go to Datatel real quick. Alright, so I've got 3 windows open. Now another way, if you have a bunch of windows open and you want to go between them without having to click on each one, the hotkey you can use is Control Tab. So you hold down the Control key and hit Tab, and you'll see it's scrolling me through my windows. And you'll see some of the other ones that you saw above. There's one called Control Click. If you hold Control and use your mouse and click on a link, it'll open it in a new tab. If you hold down the Shift key and click, it'll open your link in a whole new window. So Control Click and Shift Click are ways to open things in new tabs, which is great if you're at a Google search results page. So say I want to search for best phones, and I want to open a bunch of links, but I don't want to keep going back. I can Control Click on these top results and have all of them open at the same time without losing my search results page. Other than that, we've got 2 more shortcuts. One of them is Control D. So if you are on Internet Explorer and you hit Control D, it lets you bookmark a page without having to go to the bookmark menu. I'm going to use Control W to get rid of some of these windows. And the last one is a security thing, and it's 2 modifiers you'll have to hold. So you'll want to hold Control and Shift at the same time, and then tap the delete key. And that lets you delete your history and your cookies and things in case you're on a public computer or you just want to clear out what you've been doing. Lastly, we're going to have some Windows system shortcuts, and these are going to be some hotkeys that can get you around and help you manage your actual computer and make it run better or just to improve your productivity. So the first Windows hotkey is very nice. It's to access the Run dialog, and that is to hold the Windows key and tap R. And this is a quick shortcut to let you run a bunch of programs without actually having to find them in the Start menu. You'll see I already have their WinWord. That's the one for Microsoft Word. You can type in Excel and open Excel. You can type in PowerPNT to get to PowerPoint, and a bunch of other things like Notepad and such. I'm not going to go through all of them. You can find lists of these online just by searching for Run Dialog programs or Run Dialog commands. You can also use this to get to the Task Manager in case you have a program that's frozen and you want to close it out. Things like that. Next, Windows D. If you're like me and you have 9,000 windows open all the time, and you need to get to an icon on your desktop, the way to do that is hold Windows and hit D. And it minimizes everything and lets you get to your desktop. And if you hit Windows D again, it pops everything right back up on your window. Next, a quick shortcut to log you out of your computer is Windows, so hold down the Window key and hit L. And that was a bad move on my part because it locked me out of my computer. Haha. That's a quick way if you're walking away from your computer, it just locks it so nobody else can get to it or access your documents. So say you need to step away for an emergency, but you have sensitive stuff up on your computer, real quick, Windows L, it's locked. Now, we talked about earlier, Control F lets you find things in a document. Well, you can find things on your computer as well. So instead of going to the Start menu, clicking on Find, you can Window F. And it brings up the search box. Next, if you have a window open and you want it to be closed, yes, you can click on the X in the top corner. You can also hold the Alt key and you can hit F4, or you can hold the Alt key and hit Escape, and what that does is it closes the current window. Other than that, we have Control Alt Delete. Many of you already know that. That's the way to bring up the system menu that lets you lock a computer or access the Task Manager. And Windows E, E stands for Explore. If you hold down Windows and hit E, it brings up your computer's system itself. And lastly, a fun one, it's the equivalent of going through tabs in Internet Explorer. It lets you cycle through all your windows you have open in Windows. And that is either using Alt-Tab, if you just want the basic pictures of each, but if you want something that's a little more pretty and you have Windows 7, hold down the Windows key and hit Tab, and it gives you this cool 3D cycling. So it's really your preference. Thank you so much for listening once again. My contact information below. I am jthomas at spcc.edu. My extension is 5860. My Skype and office number are listed below. I would like to let you know that this podcast will be coming out on a weekly basis. Hopefully. Maybe. And if you have any suggestions, complaints, comments, or concerns, or just money, you can call me or send it to me anytime, and I will be glad to talk to you or receive your cash donations. Thank you.
Astounding!